The association that you take on, they mean something. In fact, they mean damn near everything. So what do I mean by that? When people think of you, what do they associate with you? When people think of the people that you associate with, what do they think about you all? And when they think about your business, what do they associate your business with? I was walking around earlier, I was listening to something, and this idea became implanted into my mind, and I want to share it with you. Our minds are powerful, powerful, powerful association machines. We rarely take the time to understand anything or anyone, but we do take time to glean enough information to where we can associate what we've experienced with something else that we've experienced. Or something that we've read about, which I guess is still an experience, but you're always making these associations like a web in your mind. That's how we're able to process information and recall things, because we're associating one thing with another. So here it is. Who do you associate yourself with? When you think about you, what do you associate that thought with? Okay, so if you're associating your being with thoughts of lack, thoughts of scarcity, the quote unquote wrong crowd, and other low frequency, low vibration, negative types of associations, well, what do you think that your outcomes will be? They're going to be low vibration, low frequency, quote unquote bad type outcomes. And they're bad because you assign that value because it's not what you desire. It's not what you want. So be very careful. In fact, I should use a better word. You should be very intentional. Strive to be intentional about the people that you associate with, the places that you associate with. And I'm not saying that these people or places are bad, these things are good or bad. It's the fact that you want to be associated with the right things. That's important for building your self-image of yourself. That's important for building the brand of who you are. So, for instance, consistency is a big part of how I define myself. I want to be associated with other consistent, reliable people. I want to be known as a consistent and reliable person. So as a result, what do I have to do? I have to practice being consistent and reliable so that it's not an act. It's genuinely who I am. And that way, when a customer thinks of, I need a reliable, trustworthy partner with integrity, well, I want them to think of me. So how do I build this reputation? How do I strengthen that association? If we set a meeting for 10 a.m., well, I'm going to be there at least 5, 10, 15, 30 minutes early, depending on the specific situation. If on rare occasion I'm going to be late, I'm going to notify you at least 30 minutes in advance of my tardiness. Why do I do that? I want my customers to predict the type of service that they're going to get from me. When they think about, I need a more reliable partner, a more trustworthy partner, it's all those little things that are associating me, my business, my brand with that idea. Now, that also spills over into the business associates that I intentionally choose to associate myself with. Now, I had a mentor tell me, if a person cannot value your time by being on time, especially for the first meeting, that means that they don't value you. I took that at face value at first, and I still do by and large part, but I want to dive a little deeper into that. So what else could this mean? It could mean that if I choose to associate with a person that's tardy for me, well, that means that they're probably tardy for other people. So let's say we're in business together, either directly or indirectly, and that person is tardy for a potential client. What do you think that potential client is going to think about me at that point? If we're directly in the same business or maybe associated businesses, they're probably going to assume that I'm tardy. I'm going to be piggybacking off of the rapport that they've already established And in this case, that rapport is not advantageous to the mission that I have, which is to be known as a reliable, trustworthy, predictable partner. It's association. Now, let's say you are a tardy person and your associate, in this case, is the timely person. Well, if they show up on time and they deliver and they do what they say they're going to do no matter what, well, that customer is not going to be as forgiving to you if you're tardy or if you don't follow through, because their initial rapport with the person they met first was associated with the ideas of reliability, predictability, and trustworthiness. So the burden is now on you to continue on with that association that is already formed into their minds. Who you associate with matters. What you associate with matters. Where you associate matters. Intentionality in forming and influencing these associations matter. If you follow me on Instagram, same name, Coach Dave Jones, you'll see that I post there every day, lots of times a day. Why do I do that? Every post I make is not going to get a lot of likes. It's not going to get a ton of engagement, but I'm not looking to be known as the most engaging, most whatever person to everybody. I do want to be known as a reliable person who shows up how they said they were going to show up. That's how I'm building my business. That's how I'm building my personal brand. It's genuine to me because I'm already that type of person. I want to double down on that inherent quality of myself. I think it's positive. It's positive because it's me. Now, here's the other thing. It's not going to be positive to everybody. Some people see me as rigid. They may see me as too boring, too predictable, too inflexible. But that's okay, because that's not the type of client that I'm seeking. That's not the type of person that I'm looking to connect with. I'm looking to connect with a person that maybe wants to become more reliable, more predictable, more consistent. I'm looking for the person in the companies who value that personality and character trait in a person. It's not that my trait is better or worse than, it's just that it's my trait and it resonates with who it's supposed to resonate with. So the more I double down on that, the stronger and clearer that association becomes, which makes it easier for a person or a company to decide if I am or if my company is the right partner for them or their company. You see how this works? Association, 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 association. That's what we want out of this, to be intentional about it. Maybe you want to be associated for being a jack of all trades or for being very flexible. That's fine. That style probably won't resonate with me because that makes me uncomfortable. I have perhaps negative connotations that I associate with those types of traits. It's not that it's bad. It's just that I'm not for you. And that is okay, because there is someone else who does value that, an individual or a company who values that, who wants it, who's looking for that. They're looking for you to show up in that way to deliver the value that you deliver. Even if we deliver the same type of value, the way we deliver that value is important. Because again, we want to continually strengthen these associations. You don't want to try to be everything to everybody because you won't be strongly associated with anything. And when you're not strongly associated with anything, it's hard to connect with anybody. And when you don't connect with anybody, you won't have a business. If you found this video helpful, take a moment to like it, drop a comment about what you liked, share it with someone who will find value, and tune in for the next drop. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all the same name, Coach Dave Jones as well. I appreciate you. I love you. God is great.